Hello, dear viewers and devoted fans of daytime drama. Welcome back to TV Day's Drama Digest, your ultimate source for all the juicy, heart-pounding, and tear-jerking moments from the iconic soap opera, Days of Our Lives. It's us, your passionate team here at the channel, diving deep into the chaos, romance, and betrayal that defines life in the fictional town of Salem. If you've been glued to your screens for decades like we have, you know that no day in Salem passes without a whirlwind of emotions, shocking revelations, and plot twists that leave us all gasping for air. Today, October 1st, 2025, was no exception. In fact, it might just be one of the most explosive episodes we've seen in recent memory. If you happen to miss it, life gets busy, we get it. Don't fret. Grab your popcorn, settle in, and let us take you on an immersive journey through every dramatic beat. Or better yet, watch our full video recap for the visual thrills. We've got clips, analyses, and fan reactions rolled into one. Let's set the stage, shall we? Salem has always been a hotbed of intrigue, where family ties are tested, secrets simmer beneath the surface, and love triangles, or quadrangles, erupt like volcanoes. But today's episode cranked the intensity up to 11, building on the fallout from that infamous elevator incident that had everyone on the edge of their seats last week. Remember? The one where tensions boiled over, alliances shattered, and the very foundations of trust were shaken. Well, the repercussions are rippling through the town like a tidal wave, affecting everyone from the powerful DiMera clan to the everyday heroes at the Horton Clinic. We'll break it down scene by scene, character by character, infusing every detail with the drama it deserves. Buckle up, this is going to be a long, winding ride through the hearts and minds of Salem's residents. We kick things off with the ever-charismatic and cunning E.J. DiMera, played with such suave intensity by the incomparable Dan Feuerriegel. E.J. has always been a master manipulator, a man who weaves webs of deception as easily as he sips his morning espresso. But today, he's facing the music, or rather, the backlash, from his own shady dealings. It all stems from that botched hospital renovation project, a venture that was supposed to modernize Salem University Hospital, but instead plunged the entire town into darkness. Yes, we're talking about the massive power outage that left homes flickering, businesses scrambling, and lives hanging in the balance. And who's to blame? None other than E.J. himself, who cut corners with some seriously questionable electrical work. Hired under the table, skimping on safety protocols, it was a recipe for disaster, and disaster struck hard. Picture this: E.J. striding into the dimly lit corridors of the hospital, his tailored suit impeccable as always, but his face etched with a rare vulnerability. The press is hounding him, social media is ablaze with accusations, and the town's residents are whispering or shouting about negligence and corruption. How could this happen in our beloved Salem? They cry. E.J. knows he's in hot water. His reputation as a pillar of the community is crumbling faster than a sandcastle at high tide. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and that's where Stephanie Johnson enters the fray. Stephanie, portrayed by the talented Abigail Klein, is no stranger to crisis management. She's the PR wizard who can spin gold from straw, turning scandals into symphonies of sympathy. Their meeting is electric, pun intended. E.J. corners Stephanie in a quiet conference room, the hum of emergency generators providing an ominous soundtrack. "Stephanie," he begins, his voice a mix of charm and urgency, "you've handled worse than this. Remember the corporate espionage fiasco last year? You turned it around overnight." Stephanie, ever the professional, crosses her arms, her eyes narrowing with a blend of skepticism and intrigue. She's not one to be swayed easily, especially by a DiMera. But E.J. lays it on thick. Tales of how the outage disrupted critical surgeries, left elderly patients in the dark, literally, and even caused minor accidents on the streets. He admits, albeit reluctantly, that his arrangements for the electrical work were less than above board, a decision born from budget constraints and impatience. The drama escalates as flashbacks intercut the scene, showing shadowy figures tampering with wires, sparks flying in the dead of night, and the inevitable blackout that engulfed Salem like a shroud. Stephanie, sensing an opportunity amidst the chaos, doesn't just agree to help. Oh no, she strikes a deal that's as shrewd as it is dramatic. "I'll put out this fire, EJ," she declares, her tone firm and unyielding, but it won't come cheap. "I want guarantees for the Horton Clinic, free consultations for the underprivileged, upgraded equipment, no strings attached." EJ hesitates, his jaw tightening, but the weight of public scrutiny forces his hand. They shake on it, sealing a pact that could either redeem him or drag them both deeper into the mire. This isn't just business, it's personal. Stephanie's family has deep roots in Salem's medical community, and she's fighting for more than just a paycheck. She's fighting for legacy. But the drama doesn't stop there. Enter Kayla Brady Johnson, Stephanie's aunt, and the steadfast chief of staff at the hospital, brought to life by the legendary Mary Beth Evans. Kayla bursts into the room like a storm cloud, her white coat billowing, carrying a folder brimming with shocking updates. The tension is palpable. The air thickens as she slams the documents on the table. "EJ, this isn't just about a power outage," she thunders. "Your so-called renovations have exposed structural flaws that could have been catastrophic. We're talking potential lawsuits, investigations, the works." EJ's face pales, but Kayla isn't done. She reveals memos from city inspectors, emails from whistleblowers, and even preliminary reports linking the shady work to a near-miss electrocution incident involving a nurse. The revelations hit like bombshells, each one detonating with dramatic flair. Stephanie, caught in the middle, mediates with grace, but you can see the wheels turning in her mind. How to spin this into a redemption arc for EJ while protecting her family's interests. Shifting gears to another corner of Salem, we find Brady Black, the brooding heartthrob played by Eric Martsolf, grappling with his own torrent of emotions. Brady's life has been a roller coaster lately, riddled with custody battles, romantic entanglements, and the ever-present shadow of addiction. Today, he's on pins and needles, awaiting the results of a DNA test for little Tesoro, a child whose paternity could upend everything. Kayla, ever the ethical doctor, had initially refused to conduct the test herself due to conflicts of interest, her voice trembling with resolve in a prior episode. "I can't be involved, Brady. It's too close to home." But Brady, with the help of his uncle Steve Johnson, the one-eyed detective extraordinaire, portrayed by Stephen Nichols, navigates the bureaucratic maze. They file the proper paperwork, jumping through hoops that feel like fiery rings in a circus of despair. The scene unfolds in the sterile confines of the clinic lab, where Brady paces like a caged lion. Steve stands by his side, offering gruff encouragement. "Hang in there, kid. Truth's gotta come out sometime." Kayla arrives, her expression a mask of professionalism hiding a storm of empathy. She hands over the sealed envelope, her words heavy. "Brady, these results, they're not what you might expect." The camera lingers on Brady's trembling hands as he tears it open. The shock is visceral. His face crumples, eyes widening in disbelief. Is Tesoro his? Or does this bombshell point to another Salem resident, perhaps reigniting old flames or sparking new feuds? The episode teases us mercilessly, cutting away just as Brady whispers, "This changes everything." The surprise element is masterfully played, leaving viewers speculating wildly. Could it tie back to past affairs, hidden adoptions, or even a DiMera twist? Brady's suffering is raw, a testament to Martsolf's acting prowess, as tears well up and he collapses into a chair, the weight of fatherhood, or its denial, crushing him. Meanwhile, lurking in the shadows is Sophia Choi, the scheming vixen who's quickly becoming one of Salem's most delicious villains. Played with sly cunning by an actress who embodies mischief, Sophia is a force of nature, her plans unfolding like a venomous spider's web. She's not content with small victories. No, she's gunning for total domination. Today, we see her ramp up her machinations against poor Holly Jonas, the innocent ingenue caught in the crossfire. Holly, with her wide-eyed optimism, has no idea the storm brewing around her. Sophia's plotting is intricate: whispered rumors in coffee shops, anonymous tips to the press, and subtle manipulations that erode Holly's relationships one by one. But Sophia's ambitions extend beyond personal vendettas. She's zeroing in on Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree's adoption dreams, a subplot that's tugged at our heartstrings for weeks. Johnny, Carson Boatman, and Chanel, Raven Bowens, have been through the ringer: infertility struggles, family interference, and now this. Enter Erica Kreutz, guest starring as the no-nonsense social worker Jillian. What starts as a routine home visit spirals into a nightmare of epic proportions. Jillian arrives at their cozy apartment, clipboard in hand, her demeanor professional yet probing. "Mr. and Mrs. DiMera," she begins, "we've received some concerning complaints from the birth mother." Johnny and Chanel exchange bewildered glances, their faces draining of color. "Complaints? What kind?" Chanel stammers, her voice cracking with fear. The revelations pour out like acid rain: allegations of instability, whispers of infidelity, and fabricated evidence pointing to an unfit home. It's all Sophia's doing, of course. Her fingerprints are everywhere if you know where to look. She's orchestrated a fake relationship scandal involving Johnny and Holly, planting seeds of doubt with doctored photos and overheard conversations. The drama peaks as Jillian delivers the crushing blow: "I'm afraid we can't proceed with the adoption of Tesoro. It's in the child's best interest." Johnny slams his fist on the table, rage boiling over. This is a setup. Who would do this? Chanel collapses into sobs, her dreams of motherhood shattering like glass. The scene is heart-wrenching, with close-ups capturing every tear, every quiver of the lip. Sophia, watching from afar, perhaps through a hidden camera or a conveniently placed window, smirks with satisfaction. Her next phase? Escalating the chaos, perhaps by leaking more evidence or pulling strings with influential allies. As if the emotional turmoil wasn't enough, the episode delivers a pulse-pounding action sequence involving Tate Black and Holly. Tate, the heroic teen played by a rising star, has been Holly's steadfast protector amid the turmoil. Tonight, disaster strikes in the dormitory, a place that's supposed to be safe, but in Salem, nothing ever is. Holly, exhausted from the day's dramas, dozes off with a scented candle flickering on her nightstand. In her restless sleep, she knocks it over, and flames erupt with terrifying speed. The fire licks at curtains, spreads to bedding, filling the room with acrid smoke. Alarms blare, but Holly's trapped in a deep slumber, unaware of the peril. Enter Tate, who just happens to be nearby, fate or coincidence. In soaps, it's always fate. He smells the smoke, hears the crackle, and bursts through the door like a knight in shining armor. "Holly, wake up," he shouts, coughing through the haze. The scene is cinematic, flames dancing menacingly, shadows playing on walls, tension building as Tate scoops her up, dodging falling debris. He carries her to safety, his arms strong despite the adrenaline-fueled panic. Outside, as firefighters arrive, Holly awakens in his embrace, her eyes fluttering open to meet his. "Tate, you saved me," she whispers, a spark of romance igniting amid the ashes. But is this accident truly random, or another layer of Sophia's sabotage? The episode leaves us hanging, priming us for tomorrow's revelations. Phew. And that's just the tip of the iceberg for today's Days of Our Lives. We've seen alliances forged in fire, hearts broken in an instant, and schemes that could unravel the very fabric of Salem. EJ's redemption arc hangs by a thread. Brady's paternity shockwave is set to reverberate. Sophia's villainy reaches new heights, and young love blooms in the face of danger. What will tomorrow bring? More twists, undoubtedly, perhaps a confrontation between Sophia and her victims, or deeper dives into the DNA mystery. We at TV Days Drama Digest are obsessed, and we know you are too. But let's delve even deeper, shall we? Because this episode isn't just about plot, it's about themes that resonate with us all. Take EJ's predicament. It's a stark reminder of how power corrupts, how shortcuts in life, or renovations, can lead to widespread fallout. His interaction with Stephanie highlights the art of negotiation in crisis, a skill many of us wish we had in our own dramatic moments. And Kayla's role? She's the moral compass, refusing to bend ethics even for family, teaching us about integrity in medicine and beyond. Brady's storyline tugs at the universal fear of uncertainty in parenthood. The DNA test isn't just a plot device, it's a mirror to real-life anxieties, the what-ifs, the hopes dashed, the surprises that redefine us. Kayla's delivery of the news is poignant, her empathy shining through the clinical detachment. We feel Brady's pain, his world tilting on its axis, and it makes us root for his resilience. Sophia's scheming, oh boy, she's the archetype of the manipulative antagonist we love to hate. Her sabotage of Johnny and Chanel's adoption speaks to the fragility of dreams, especially in the realm of family building. The social worker's visit turning nightmarish? It's a dramatic escalation that underscores how external forces can derail our best-laid plans. Erica Kreutz's portrayal of Jillian adds gravitas, her stern facade cracking just enough to show the human element in bureaucracy. And that fire rescue? Pure adrenaline-fueled heroism. Tate's bravery contrasts beautifully with the episode's emotional heaviness, reminding us that amid betrayal and loss, acts of courage can spark hope and perhaps new romances. Holly's vulnerability in that moment humanizes her, turning her from a side character into a potential leading lady. As we wrap up this extended recap, let's reflect on why Days of Our Lives endures after all these years. It's the depth of character development, the intricate weaving of storylines, and the unrelenting drama that mirrors our own lives, amplified, of course. Today's episode clocked in with non-stop action, clocking emotional highs and lows that left us exhausted yet craving more. From the hospital's flickering lights to the dormitory's blazing inferno, Salem burned bright with passion and peril. If you're as hooked as we are, subscribe to TV Days Drama Digest for daily breakdowns, exclusive interviews, and fan theories. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think the DNA results mean for Brady? Is Sophia's reign of terror unstoppable? Will EJ's deal with Stephanie backfire? We can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, stay dramatic, Salem fans. Life may imitate art, but in Days of Our Lives, the art is pure, unadulterated drama. See you tomorrow for more twists and turns.